This is your host, Britton Ambrose. Today's episode is titled, After Losing Kids to Police Brutality, Mothers Join Politics. The Black Lives Matter movement is committed to fighting back against police brutality and the wrongful death of Black people at the hands of law enforcement. At least a part of it. The latest such event that has dominated national headlines is the death of George Floyd, a Black man from Minneapolis who was killed during an arrest. Floyd was accused of using counterfeit money in a grocery store, and during the ensuing arrest, police officer Derek Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for nearly 8 minutes, asphyxiating and killing him. George Floyd is only the latest in a long line of Black men and women killed during interactions with law enforcement. Victim's mother, Leslie McSpadden.
Michael's death has made me weak and strong.
On August 9th, 2014, 18-year-old Black teenager Michael Brown Jr. was fatally shot in Ferguson, Missouri, after an altercation with police officer Darren Wilson. Two conflicting reports, one by Wilson and one by Brown's friend Darian Johnson, paint two differing pictures of the incident. Nevertheless, Michael Brown was shot a total of 6 times in front of his body, and 12 shots in total were fired by Wilson. Breonna Taylor's family.
There wasn't a bandage on the floor, like no one ever attempted to help her, and she laid there and died.
Breonna Taylor's family is also vocal in their support of the Black Lives Matter movement. Taylor, a 26-year-old EMT, was shot and killed by officers of the Louisville, Kentucky Police Department on March 13 of this year, when 3 plainclothes LMPD officers executed a no-knock search warrant into Taylor's apartment. Taylor's boyfriend fired a gun to stop what appeared to be a break-in. In the ensuing gunfight, EMT Breonna Taylor was shot 8 times. Taylor's family has since called for action and change from the police department and Louisville mayor. According to Time, a new law was passed on June 11th that bans no-knock search warrants throughout the city. The new policy was dubbed Breonna's Law. Breonna's mother, Tamika Palmer, explained, all Breonna wanted to do was save lives, so with this law, she will continue to get to do that. She would be so happy.
She was destined for greatness. I hate she had to go through this to prove it.
However, the family has also said that this law is simply the first step and that the city must continue to hold its officers accountable. While many of these mothers and families have succeeded in making a difference for the future, new examples of racial violence continue to show up every day in light of recent events. And with protests continuing around the world, the Black Lives Matter movement is at the forefront of the social consciousness. The more people stand up and speak, the more likely that change will occur. For mothers who have lost their children to violence. Inciting positive change is the only path towards a better future. Thank you. Black Lives Matter.